Hi guys, welcome back to Fruitopia, Melbourne, Australia. Another video today from the garden at the end of winter. So here we have the birds of paradise that have been flowering now for over a month. These actually resume their position right around the middle of winter. And as you can see, some of them are already spent, the ones that opened first back in July. So now at the end of August, they're marching on, which is absolutely beautiful. So, what a relief to be out of winter, right? So today's video will be on a quick roundup of how the garden is at the end of winter or beginning of spring. Starting off with a loquat here, fully loaded loquat. Thousands of loquats, not hundreds. But the thing is, we lose most of these to the birds because I can't put a net up there. Impossible to net because it's 5 meters high and 5 meters wide. Good luck trying to cover them. So yeah, we do have to sacrifice most of these loquat. However, I have another tree here on the side which I grew from seed 10 years ago. And in 10 years, look at the trunk on this seedling. Whoa. I've even had to butcher the heck out of this every year for the last 4 years. And this is the large variety. I don't know what cultivars these are. I'm not sure. But this one here, we get most of the fruit because I net it. I put a net on this in October. And they're ready in November. So that's the loquat. I also have another one from a seed also in a pot, which I'm growing. They're beautiful trees. To me, they're not equal to mangoes, but close. And even better than mangoes because they grow happily even in a very cool temperate climate like Tasmania, Canberra, and country Victoria, where they get hard frosts, even in the Alps. So yeah, loquat is your best friend when it comes to growing subtropical in your neighborhood. Look, this is the first time this one has fruited after only 2 years in the ground. So you don't have to wait 10 years like you do with a mango in a temperate climate. 2 years, maybe 3. Let's say 2 to 3 years. Whereas with a mango, you have to wait up to 10 years, but usually 5 years. So, yeah, loquat is your best friend. What else? We still have one longan left on the kohala here. It's also shooting out new growth. This is one of 3 longans in the ground. Everything I'm showing you is in the ground. Another kohala longan here, which we picked already a month ago, back in July. The Thai night starfruit is starting to wake up. We can just barely make it out, but it's still very early, right? That'll take off in late September. Yeah, there you go. Very tiny little, there you go. See that? Even now, at the end of winter, it's starting to wake up. The starfruit, carambola. The seedling grumichama pulled through like a champion in its first winter in the ground. Black sapote, second winter in the ground, champion. Chompu longan, third winter in the ground. Fine, very slow though, extremely slow. The longan is damn slow, man. We're hoping to get a ton of avocados from this fuerte. Okay, I've had this one here for about 7-8 years with a huge trunk now, right? That ain't going anywhere. Once the tree gets that thick, good to go. The same with the 15-year-old cherry moya. Look at that girth around the trunk. So these fruit now will resume growing after being on standby all winter. Yeah, they stopped growing. Look at that beauty in there. They stopped growing, guys, for 3 months on pause because they're tropical, even subtropical, right? There's about 20 of them that are nice and fat. So time to grow again now that we're into spring. And there's a lot back there too hiding. Okay, so that's the and there's oranges, plenty of oranges. I made a dozen videos on citrus during July and August. The tangelos, look how many were picked. Wow, ransacked, not by animals, by us. The jujubes are still asleep. These wake up in October. I gotta get moving because there's a lot to show. The jabuticaba, large leaf, is doing well. Starting to wake up too. Teeny weeny little growth, hard to see. I need my glasses. The yimpei. Gee, I forgot what it is. Hang on. Wampy. How can I forget? The wampy. On standby. We're getting a lot of white sapotes here from the Subel. A lot of flowers, right? The persimmon is waking up. This is the fuyu. The green sapote, which wasn't a happy camper at all for the last 6 months. Hopefully he'll be good. Oh, by the way, one important thing I forgot to mention at the beginning was we've had a drought all winter. A very, very dry winter, guys, unlike Sydney. Sydney has been flooded, 200 plus millimeters. Guess how much rain we got in August here in Melbourne? 30, around 30 to 35 millimeters of rain. Yeah, 35. And they've had 235 millimeters in Sydney. Guys, very important to pay attention to why some areas do better than other areas. Not because they're doing anything clever. It's the weather. The weather is in their favor. These are the Hass avocado, right? Which love water, especially when they're this prolific. You can't just ignore a tree like this and not water it. Even in winter, yeah, it needs to be watered. By the way, when I'm done with this video, I'm going to water the Hass, even though it's only the beginning of spring. It needs water, guys, because right now it's starting to wake up. All the buds are coming, right? The big trees I'm talking about. If you have a little tree that's this small, you're not going to water that. You're not going to water that. The rainfall is adequate. You don't water baby trees until summer. The same with those mangoes. I do not water my mangoes until November. See the ones here with the frost cloth? These are mangoes. No water till November on avocado, baby avocado. Again, not this tree. This tree needs water. It's not a baby. The same if I had a mango. Well, I'll show you later. I do have a mango that big. So baby mangoes, baby avocado, anything baby tropical, you don't water it till November. I wanted to show you the apple too. By the way, the jamun is doing something really weird. It dropped all its flower buds. See all these spent panicles? These are all spent. They all dropped over winter, and it got new ones now in at the end of winter. What? These came during winter, these ones. And look how many came. These came over winter. I've never seen that before. So you know what that means? These are the old ones here, look. These are the old ones. Here you go, here's another one. This cluster here. Oh, it's falling. This one. The Jambulan. Goodbye. And look. So these ones are from autumn or summer, last autumn. They didn't get to fruit. Now we got new ones for spring. Isn't that bloody awesome? Thousands of them all over the tree. So now we have a chance that we might get fruit in spring from the jamun. Well, they call it jambulan at dailies. It's a plum. All right, tropical plum, not temperate. You can't grow this in Canberra. So this is the jabuticaba. It's getting a lot of nipples. What do you call them? Nipples? I can see a lot of activity here, guys. A lot. Hang on, let's see if I can zoom in. Okay. What's the word? They're not nipples. Let's just say it's getting excited. And it's pushing forward future flower buds. All these. And I can see on every branch. By the way, this is a 12 to 13 year old small leaf jabbo, right? Look at the size of the trunk. Every single branch is getting ready to explode. The thing is with jabbo, it waits for the temperature to hit 20 degrees. 20. And guess what? That's what it is today. It's 20. Today is 20 Celsius, but tomorrow it's going to be 11. And when that happens, guys, when you get 20 and then you get 12, the tree says it retreats. Those little nipples, they retreat, or they go on standby. And the tree says, nope, we're not going ahead with the flowering. We go on hold. So that's what's going on there. The lychee, the Bosworth, very, very minor activity. Everything is just starting off. The tropicals, that is. Hang on, there. See that? Just starting to wake up. The lychee, the longan, the starfruit, they're all waking up slowly. There's another starfruit. This is the Carey. It's called the Carey, but it doesn't care to fruit for us. It flowered profusely over last autumn, but now it's in the transition mode. These transition from old leaves to new leaves in spring. What else? The apples. Okay, the multi-grafted apples are doing wonderful. So we've got one variety here with the red flowers, another variety there with the white flowers, and another variety over here also with pink flowers, I think. Hang on, let's see. White, red, and maybe pink, I'm not sure, but there's 3 different varieties here, so I'm pretty happy with these. Check out the Angela mulberries. Wow, it's going to town, right? Hundreds of them. I'm really looking forward to the Angela. These are meant to be the sweetest of all mulberries, even sweeter than the Shatut. I planted this in the ground only 2 years ago, and it's already a beast. I have to keep cutting it back. 3 meters right now, and it can get to 5 meters if I don't prune it. Macadamia there, a dwarf. No sign yet of flowers. That's been in the ground for 5 years. Right? I was hoping it would flower in its 5th year, but no dice. The Rollinia has done okay-ish. Right? Bad news on the fruit. It succumbed. Right? It's turning black. And black means we ain't gonna grow anymore. Sadly to say. It's all right. There's always next year. As long as the tree survives and the stems, see all these stems? Most of them are intact because of the frost cloth. And that's fine. What else, guys? Bad news in here. I'm going to make another video on what's going on with the star apple and abu. But let me just say that we lost both. There is some life on one of the abus, and there is some life on one of the star apples. But bad news, very sad. Another banana bunch there. The Sapodilla here has done great. Everything that I've covered has done great, except for these fellows. They just didn't pull through. Again, this is the Quaymuck, which I didn't protect at all. It really does need protecting when it's this small. But look, with no protection, it survived. It's got the original trunk died. It's very wet here, damn it. This is the original trunk, right? And it's got two new suckers that came from the roots. Look. So that's all right. Yeah. This is a volunteer avocado. Probably end up pulling that out. Yeah. And over here, oops, I got tangled. Jabbo. Look how good the jabbos do in winter. No protection on the jabbo. Another star fruit. The Kembogan, Sri Kembogan, came through a lot better than the other carambolas, but it's also in transition from old to new leaves. The papaya looks like it has succumbed to root rot, unfortunately, which is a bummer, because it always the stem always does so well. It's all green, perfect. And then when you get down here, we have major problems, Houston, major problems. I planted it on a raised bed, and the trunk down here has gone to heaven. It's too wet. So what killed it? Melbourne's cold? No. Melbourne's wet winter and cold? Yes. The combination of cold and wet is the killer for not only papaya, but the same with the frangipani. Yeah, I didn't know how to stop the rain here other than put a raincoat on it, like I did here with the lacucha. The lacucha, right? Monkey jack. Let's see. I think that's done well. Let's have a look underneath. Yeah, that looks like it's alive, right? Yeah. So the papaya didn't make it, but the lacucha did. Another green sapote there. Green sapote, just like the lucuma, they can take the cold just fine. I lost a lucuma this time last year because it was on a grafted rootstock, which was the reason it died. The rootstock was canistel. Canistel doesn't work in Melbourne, guys, unless you put it in the greenhouse. All right, let's get out of here. Look at this seedling cherry moya. Seedlings do best in borderline climates. Look how healthy it is. Wow. Starfruit, green sapote, macadamia, bananas, no problem. Sugar cane, look at the sugar cane. No cold damage at all winter. Black sapote. This is a grafted black sapote. Zero protection. Look how lush it is. But it's slow. That's the only problem with these grafted black sapotes. They're damn slow. There's another one over there. Really slow. Both are grafted. This is a Chompu Longan, really slow also. But it survives winter, no problem. It's actually waking up. Okay, let's get moving. Look at the cold damage on the Grand Nain banana. Yeah, let's quickly move through here. I'm trying to make it quick, guys. I'm going to have to make a part 2 for the front. Yeah, look at the artichokes, how happy they are with the cold. Huh? Bring it on. There's white sapote, which came good after 3 years of being stuck in some kind of pause mode. Persimmon waking up, persimmon waking up. These are different varieties. Pepino does not go to sleep in winter. No sleep for the pepino. Look at that. Look at the pepino, baby. Wow. No sleep for the pepino. These are all winter crops. Right? Look at the size of that baby. And I haven't done anything for them. I haven't done anything for the pepinos. Zero attention. So it's another good one to grow if you're in a cool climate. The yellow jabuticaba made it through winter, as it always does, but not a happy fella. Doesn't like wind, cold wind, hot wind, direct sun. Very temperamental, unlike the regular jabbo. The Beanley mulberry waking up. Another grafted black sapote, the Tahiti, looking pretty good. Pulled through winter, no problem. Right? Look, no protection. Black sapotes do not need protection, whether they're grafted or seedlings. A ton of bananas there. The Fuerte again, look. See all these buds? They're gonna need water, guys. These need water on a big tree like this. So of course I'm gonna water, unless you get rain. If you get a lot of rain, do not water. But we had a dry winter. The fourth mango, let's see how that's doing. Looks okay, I think. Yep, thanks to the frost cloth. I can't remember the varieties, guys. Look at the cold damage on this Monstero Deliciosa leaf. Wow, it got cooked. By the way, we had minus 1.7 in my neighborhood in the middle of August, around the 15th to the 20th of August. So just before the end of winter, minus 1.7. These were unaffected. And there's a new leaf, a baby leaf. Nice. The fruit's hanging on nicely. These are very cold tolerant. So the twisted double wrapped ice cream bean tree doing great. 2.4 meters after 1 year. It's only a year old. These sprouted out of nothing, but I've got to remove a lot of the other sprouts that have popped up. So I'll be doing that sometime in spring. There's the cherry moya again from the other side. Right, I don't know what all these black spots are. I take it that's fruit fly stings from last autumn that were unsuccessful, I'm guessing. I've never seen that before, ever. Almost all of them have that. So we're gonna find out, guys. We're gonna find out together come late spring. They're usually ready in November. Yeah, look at that. Little baby one. And it's still flowering. Right? Alright, let's get moving. What are we up to? What does that say? I can't see what it says. 20 minutes? 30 minutes? I think we're done. Hang on, let me turn it around. 24 minutes. Oh, I can keep going. There's a new apricot tree I got last autumn to replace the old one. The Moore Park. But it needs water. I have it in the pot. Oh, it's rooted into the ground. Yeah, that needs to be watered. Some more backup artichokes here. And oranges. More jabos. Doing great. Look at the banana. This is the red Decker. It got smashed by that minus 1.7. The same with the super dwarf banana. Smashed. This was smashed in May. At the end of May, before winter started, it was already a dead duck. But not completely dead, guys. They come back. They just look dead. They play dead. Same with this one. This is not dead. That's not a dead tree. It's gonna come back. Oh, here you go. That's how much water we got for the month of August. Look at that. Half a litre. Maybe half a litre to 1 litre. That's for the whole month of August. Can you believe it? A big glass of water. Guys, cold and dry. What else? What else? What else? Another black sapote here. Backup seedling. It's done really well. It's come back really well. It lost this half of the tree. It's got a couple of fruits on it. I don't know if they're going to hang. Doesn't matter because I've got a ton of these on the fruit tree in the front. I'm going to stop it here and then continue with another video from the front, guys. Avoiding a 1 hour video, right? Curry. There's a couple of more losses in the banana circle. There's the frangipani with only a single leaf left. Only one leaf. And I didn't water this at all in August. Nor in July. I watered these in June, the beginning of winter. A cup of water and a cup of water. So now they should be bone dry. Let me see. There's some moisture in there. Wow. It's not bone dry at all. I can feel moisture. The slightest of moisture. So there's no way I'm going to water these so that they rot like that bloody papaya. The papaya that rotted, it rotted because it had too much. Even though we had a drought, it was too much rain. It was too much rain. Crazy. 30 millimeters of rain killed the papaya. So imagine in Sydney with 200 millimeters of rain. How on earth are the papayas going to survive there in winter? I don't know, guys. I don't know. Yeah, plus these are undercover. Right? They can't get it. They can't get wet. Let's see. Oh, that's moist. But it's not wet. I'm not getting clumps. It's just sand. Yeah, it's the slightest, tiniest amount of moisture that you can get, which is what you want. And by the way, the reason these are also doing well is because I used sand and granite. Black granite or whatever it's called, I forgot. A mixture of granite and sand. Some good news and bad news here. Good news is the Thai mango, these are all potted. The Thai mango survived, did lose a lot, right? But overall survived. This one here is the custard apple, the Gefner. I think I've lost it. It's grafted. Let's see. And I planted this in sand, so I wouldn't get root rot, right? A sandy mix. And it's clumping a little, so it's a little wet, just a little wet, nothing like the papaya. But when I scratch the graft, it's dead. The rootstock, of course, is alive. Of course, let's see. Even the rootstock's not showing any life. Hang on. I cut my nails this morning, so I don't have any sharp nails. No, don't tell me I've lost the Gefner. Gee, I just bought this. I just bought this in April, and the bloody thing's dead. That's a bummer. Good news, the achacha, the grafted achacha pulled through outside with no protection. 100% perfect, not even the slightest cold damage. So achacha is in the same category as green sapote. Now, the Spanish lime is also a goner. Unfortunately, guys. Unfortunately, look. By the way, this is what the star apples look like in the greenhouse. Good news is that the two jabuticabas back there, one is grafted and one is a seedling. They're doing spectacular. Again, jabuticaba does not need cold protection in Melbourne. One is the red hybrid, grafted, that one, perfect. And the other one is the scarlet, this one. Don't look at this leaf here, that's the babaco. So they're doing great. They need water though. Jabas like water, so I have to water them. But not the babacos. Babacos I won't water those, just leave them with rain. They're dropping their old leaves, like that babaco over there. The one in the ground there, see how it's turning yellow? That's normal for babaco to turn yellow and get new leaves in spring. So that's what's going on with these. Nothing to be concerned about. Yeah, so good news and bad news here. My mango seedling, this is a Glen seed that I put in the pot here back in April or May, I can't remember, sometime in autumn. Look, it's doing great, guys, with no care at all. I also put another one in here, but it didn't survive. It rotted. Hang on, where are you? Yeah, there it is. Right, this one rotted, another Glen. And in here I've got another one. In this pot here, let's see how this one did. Oh, this one is alive. Ooh, this one's alive. Careful, I nearly pulled it out. No one's gonna sprout in spring. So there you go, guys. Why did this one make it and this one not make it? Nobody knows, guys. Nobody knows. It's the same soil. It's the same soil. All right. Oh, what's this? Canistel. Wow. This Canistel seedling. Let's see. Oh, it's green. Have a look. See that? It's green. So even though it's shredded from the cold, it's green. Unfortunately, not the Spanish lime and not the Gefner. Damn it. So I lost two trees here. Oh, these are two costadas. 1, 2. Jabbo. They're doing fine. All right, I think we're gonna stop it here, guys. Check back for part 2 from the front yard. That was part 1. The beginning of spring in Australia 2025 in Melbourne. Hope you enjoyed the video and catch part 2 from the front. Thanks for watching. Give us a like if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you haven't, and have a great day. This is the Wirtz avocado. Looking really good. Bye, guys.